Hey everybody, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Today we're going to be talking about 8 reasons why you should have real plants in your tank.
Well, we're also going to be talking about 8 reasons why you might want to skip the real plants. Hope you enjoy the video.
Now, a huge reason for me for real plants is demonstrated by this tank right here. One of my absolute favorites that totally demonstrate why you should get yourself some real plants. This one shows exactly how beautiful real plants can be because of the natural look. You can only do so much with artificial plants and trying to copy or imitate nature, because nature just has its own little way of having plants pop up throughout the tank, establish themselves in new and interesting ways. Whereas artificial plants, you're gonna get a very contrived sort of look. It will be planned, yes, so you have a bonus there. You can plan exactly where you want your plants. They won't move, they won't do anything different, but you just can't beat the natural kind of surprises that come along with real aquatic plants.
Now that may be true. Real plants do look good, but you have to keep in mind the fake plants that are out there these days aren't like your father's fake plants that were all gnarly and bright fluorescent green. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the fake plants that are out there now aren't necessarily even plastic anymore, and they can look fairly real.
One of the biggest jobs that you will have when you maintain your fish tanks is the water change. Whether you love it or hate it, it's something that needs to be done with all aquariums. And what can help out with those water changes? That's right, real aquatic plants. Artificial plants won't help you out. They don't help produce nitrates like real plants do. So not only do they look beautiful, they're actually performing a service for you and making your life a little easier.
All right, you got me on that one. Real plants, yes, they are really important for nitrate reduction. We've talked about that a lot. By the way, if you want a beginner's guide on how to actually do real plants, check out the video in the upper right hand corner as well as in the description below. However, it is true, you're going to get nitrate reduction with most live plants. If you wind up with sick fish, you actually have a lot more options if you're using fake plants, because you could put a lot of different types of meds in your tank, and if you don't have real plants, you don't have to worry nearly as much. A lot of the meds that we use to treat very common diseases like ick or fin rot, sometimes they can really do a number on real plants. You got fake plants in the tank, so what? You throw the stuff in there and let's get those fish healthy again.
Now this next point has artificial plants beat. There is no replacement for real aquatic plants, because when you set up your aquarium, you have it decorated, it looks beautiful, you love it, you've added your decorations, your rock, your driftwood, everything, your little tchotchkes, whatever you have, and you want to add your fish, right? What do you need to wait for before you add your fish? You need to make sure that your tank is cycled. That means you need to eliminate your ammonia and your nitrates. What can help you? Artificial plants? No. Real aquatic plants can. They can help you speed up that cycle so that you can add fish.
Yeah, it's true. Live plants are going to help you cycle that tank a little bit faster, stabilize the water parameters by removing that ammonia and nitrite along with the beneficial bacteria. But something else you should consider, if you ever wind up with an algae issue or the plants just look dirty, with the fake plants, you can just pull those things right out of the aquarium, stick them under a sink, hot water, maybe even a 10% bleach solution, and they can pretty much look brand new again. If your live plants get a bunch of algae, that can be a little bit more cumbersome to deal with.
Here's something to think about. With fake plants, they will wear out or fade. Real plants, it's just not going to happen. You are not going to spend your money on a real plant a few days later, a year from now, have them just fade because of use or being in the sun. It's just not going to happen. They also don't wear out like artificial plants. You can get beautiful colored artificial plants that have really bright, vibrant color, and in no time, within a year or so, they're not going to be the exact same color.
Yeah, now I know a lot of people say that real plants just look better in an aquarium. Don't discount the plastic or fake plants, because you can get a ton of colors. I mean, check out this bad boy. When was the last time you saw a real plant have this kind of color? And oh, by the way, I didn't need any special light to do this. I didn't need CO2. I just bought it, Stuck it in the tank, instant really cool red, pinkish, orange, fluorescent pink plant.
One of the biggest reasons to get aquatic plants, and I think for beginners this is probably the biggest surprise, it kind of was for me when I first started with aquatic plants. One of the coolest things is they multiply. Yes, there are so many plants that you can get that multiply. Either they grow via rhizome and you get a whole bunch of other plants popping up throughout the tank, or they grow really fast, and like stem plants, they grow, you can cut off portions of them and replant those next to them. There's just nothing better than buying one plant, and in no time at all you have 5, 10, 15 plants, even enough to share with friends.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Live plants do multiply once you get them if you're doing everything right. But the one thing to consider is when you've got plastic or fake plants, you can pretty much set up a tank however you want. Joanna did this. This is 100% fake plants, and she was able to use fully grown fake plants right away to give the tank a complete look without having to wait for all of these plants to grow out.
Now here's something to think about that you actually may not consider. Real plants can be way cheaper than fake ones. You really wouldn't guess it. If before the hobby, I would not have guessed it. I would think that you would have to pay the big bucks to get the real plants. But that actually is not the case. You can stick with plants that either grow really fast, and therefore like the stem plants, you can make more. They're gonna multiply, especially when you take cuttings and root them, or plants that just grow really, really fast. There's other ones that grow via a rhizome, and you can plant one, and in no time, it'll be popping up throughout your tank. That just doesn't happen with fake plants.
Yeah, I suppose it's true. You can save money long term by having real plants. However, with fake plants, you can save a little bit of frustration. A lot of these fake plants are weighted, and so you can just place them in a tank, and you don't have to worry about them being uprooted. You don't have to worry about them moving around as much. You put them in one place, and they stay there.
You just can't beat the texture, the subtle differences in colors that you get with a real plant. You can totally tell the difference, especially if you're up close appreciating your little fish. You will be able to tell the difference between artificial and real plants. And the real, they just win for me.
Yeah, sure, real plants don't fade or wear out. They just die. Now, who wants to deal with that? You see this tank right here? This tank used to have a bunch of plants in it. In fact, here, you don't believe me? Look. Look at this tank. It looked awesome. Look at it now. You know what happened? I have no idea. The plants were doing great, and then all of a sudden, they just started to go south real fast. Now, really what happened is most likely they ran out of nutrients and something changed with their water parameters. We'll get the tank replanted and it will look fine. But if I had fake plants in here, guess what would still be in there? Looking fake, but fake alive. Yeah, the fake plants.
Another huge reason for me is with real plants, you cannot beat the excitement or the reward of having them. Even if you've been a gardener, if you are familiar with terrestrial plants, you just can't beat planting something into the ground. In the aquarium world, you're planting something into sand or even attaching them somewhere, and through the magic of aquatic plants, they will continue to grow, they may multiply, and they're just gonna fill your tank with so much aquatic beauty.
So it may be true, yes, real plants can be very exciting and very rewarding when you see them grow. But have you thought about this? Fake plants can be kept with any fish. It doesn't matter if they eat plants. It doesn't matter if they tear them apart. It doesn't matter if they uproot them. There is a fake plant that can go with just about any fish, unless it's a monster fish that just destroys absolutely everything. But 99% of the time, fake plants will work. All right, everyone, so those were some things to consider. Real plants, fake plants. Would love to hear from you in the comments section below. Which one do you prefer and why? Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.